Alexa, what's the temperature outside?
Right now, it's 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 37 degrees.
I never know how to start these videos. Anyway, so another special episode we have going on today. It's Mother's Day. So I'm making a request by my mother. Actually, I'm making her second request because her first request was cookies, and I'd already made cookies for the last 3 weeks, and I was like, please, dear God, just something other than cookies. Just something other than cookies. So she requested that I make Poppyseed roll. You know, that super popular, trending baked good that everyone knows and loves, Poppyseed roll. So the reason my mom wants me to make this is because it is something that her great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother Osaponik, who was from Czechoslovakia, would always make. And it was apparently my grandfather's favorite thing. I actually do remember growing up, and when I would visit my relatives in Ohio, there would always be Poppyseed roll there, store-bought, to be fair, store-bought. So you're probably thinking, oh, this is a family thing, Marissa? You're probably gonna use some like family recipe, aren't you? Nope. I had to look this one up on Pinterest. Real quick, just what Poppyseed roll is before we get into it, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are like, what? I don't know what that is. It's basically an Eastern European dessert that's a sweet bread with like a sweet poppy seed filling. I'll put a picture of it in here. There you go. That's what it looks like. Let's get this moving along. For this recipe, you are going to need 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons or 1 packet of active dry yeast, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, a cup of milk, 1 egg, 1 can of poppy seed filling. You can totally make your own poppy seed filling, but who has that kind of time, really? So the first thing you want to do is heat up your milk to 110 degrees. The recipe I read said to just pop it in the microwave. Who cares? But if you want a specific temperature, I feel like the stovetop with some type of thermometer is the best way to go. I have a candy thermometer that I was going to use, but let me show you why I'm not. I think it's going to stand up properly and measure the temperature. I have my milk in a small saucepan on medium heat, and I'm just gonna check it periodically to see when it gets to 110 degrees. So I know yeast, you usually want to put in a warm liquid to help it bloom. I don't know why specifically 110 degrees. She heated up much faster than I thought she would. So I have my heated up milk in the bowl of a mixer, and I'm gonna sprinkle in the yeast to get it to bloom. All right, the yeast is in there. It's gonna take it about 5 to 10 minutes to kind of bloom and get bubbly and do all the right stuff. Just remembered if the milk was too hot, it would just like kill the yeast and not cause it to bloom. And it was like it was like 115 when I took it off the stove, but it cooled down when I started. All I'm saying is I hope I didn't fuck up is what I'm saying. I don't know if that's right, but I double checked the recipe and the picture is pretty much what that looks like. I don't know if it doesn't look quite right because it's blooming in milk and not in water, and maybe the milk fats are, we're gonna go with it. We'll find out. Oh Lord. All right, so basically what we're gonna do next is using our dough hook attachment on our mixer, we're gonna mix the rest of the ingredients in with our bloomed yeast and milk, and then keep mixing till it starts to form a dough ball. Let's get to it. Okay, 2 things. The fact that we're getting some bubbles makes me feel better about the yeast because now that there's sugar in this as well, it has something else to feed off of. And the other thing is that this is way too wet. The recipe did say I might have to add more flour, so I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more flour. While this is mixing up, I had done a little bit of research on yeast, and I did some research on yeast. And yeast it's basically just the leavening agent used in bread. That's what gives it its like texture. It's what kind of creates like the air bubbles and the pockets in bread. And another interesting fact that I read, and I wrote it down, is baker's yeast is also a single cell microorganism found on and around the human body. Think about that the next time you eat bread. Ooh, we getting some pollen and springing. Okay. Okay, this is what we have right now. It's got a lot of elasticity to it, but it's still kind of sticky. I think I'm just gonna knead the rest by hand so it doesn't get overdone. Wish me luck. All right, she's still a little sticky, but I think she's good. See, it's springing back when I poke it. That's what we want. And it's kind of staying in a ball. So I'm gonna put that in a greased glass bowl. You can use your mixing bowl, but I'm doing it with this so I could see more easily how much it's risen. You're gonna put that in the bowl. You're gonna cover it with some saran wrap and you're gonna let it sit for a half hour. All right, so we have our dough set aside in the bowl. We're gonna let this sit for about a half hour. We want it to get about double in size. So I'll see you guys then. So there it is, there it is. So there it is. It's pretty much doubled in size. It's looking good. It's bouncing back. So let's move over to our workstation. So the next thing we want to do is spread out our dough to a 14 by 16 inch rectangle. I'm just going to use my hands because sometimes when you use a rolling pin, you're going to push too much air out. So I'm going to do that first. Okay, bye. All right, that's about what we want. I'll put my hand in the shot for scale here. So now we're going to move on to putting on our filling. So when my mom went to the grocery store a few weeks ago, I told her to just pick me up like 1 can or jar of the poppy seed filling. And girlfriend brought home 2. And when I told her, I was like, oh, I only need 1. She said, use both. Double fill it. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm just using a spoon to spread out the poppy seed goo. And you want to leave a 1/2 inch empty around the perimeter. Oh my God, you guys, it's so much filling. It looks like the Tim Curry goo monster from Fern Gully. Oh my God. Now I have to attempt to roll this, starting at the shorter ends. Oh boy. It's just, I don't know. Okay, all right. Let's roll it. Oh. It's so much filling, you guys. Oh boy, okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. It's thin in some spots. Okay. We're gonna just pinch the ends. Oh boy, oh my God. Okay, she's rolled up. Now I gotta get this onto here. Oh my God, okay. I can do this. I can do this. Oh God, I can't do this. Oh my God, okay. Oh no, don't fall apart. Don't split, please. Please don't split. Oh, okay. I gotta pinch the edges back a little bit, but I did it. Full disclosure, the seam should technically be on the underneath, but I'm afraid if I roll it anymore, I'm gonna start getting tears in the thinner bits. I'm probably gonna get tears as it bakes because it's double stuffed. It has twice as much stuffing as it should. Okay, now I gotta cover this and let it go for its second proof for an hour to a half hour to an hour. Oh my God. It should get double in size. I honestly don't know if it will because I use twice as much filling as I'm supposed to. Oh God, wish me luck. All right, so it's been about an hour. It's gotten bigger. It probably would have gotten even bigger if I hadn't double stuffed it. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put an egg wash on it and then I'm gonna bake it at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. It's probably gonna take longer than that because of the amount of filling. And I can also almost guarantee it will split here where I have my seam. And it's probably gonna tear at these thinner points as it bakes. So, you know what, we'll just see. So while that's baking, since this is my Mother's Day episode, I'm gonna give a special shout out to my mom. Hi, Mama. My mother is in charge of the set dressing for my videos. And what that means is every time I make one of these and my mom watches it, she sees something in the background that she does not like, such as a dish of cat food on the floor, or a piece of mail on the desk, or a microscopic crumb on the counter. So I told her, you know, before I film, I'm gonna let you give a little once over because you seem to have a more keen eye than I do for this. So Thanks to my mom. My set is always nice and clean and ready to go. So thank you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. So it's in the oven. I think it's gonna be a shit show, you guys. But I mean, you know what? I'm not on a baking competition right now. It's, you know, as long as it tastes good and it's fully baked, I'm sure it'll be, you know, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We're only 10 minutes into the bake and we've already, oh my God, you guys. This is totally a situation where if I was on the Great British Bake Off, I'd be like, oh my God, it's flaking. You see that? It's flaking. I'm going home. Oh God, I'm so. But as it stands, I am not on a baking competition show, so who cares? Another fun story about my mom, since this is the Mother's Day special, is that in the early 2000s, my mom had a huge crush on Russell Crowe. This was like right when he was in Gladiator, like peak Russell Crowe hotness, so fair enough. But we made our answering machine message for our home phone an audio clip from Gladiator. So it was my dad going, hey, sorry we can't come to the phone right now. We're here with Russell Crowe. And then we played the clip from Gladiator of him going, are you not entertained? And then my dad was like, sorry, we'll call you back once he leaves. I actually don't think that answering machine message lasted too many days, because at one point I think we were like, we're gonna get bad news and it's gonna be a Russell Crowe answering machine message. Holy shit, you guys, it got worse. Like, I didn't even think, let me just show you. What? I'm gonna call that a growth. That's also not even the side where the seam was that I pointed out earlier. I can't see that side. It's facing the back of the oven, so we're in for a surprise when I pull that out of the oven. Whoa, this is a journey today. This is a journey we are going on. I just showed my mom what was happening in the oven, and she just goes, just don't show that side. What? Half the freaking thing? All right, so I just took it out of the oven. There's that other, not, you know, I have no idea if it's fully baked. Normally, to see if like a bread item is baked, you'd like tap the bottom to see if it sounds hollow. It's covered in molten sugar at the moment, so I can't really do that. So I've kind of poked bits of it with a toothpick, so I'm sure it's done. I'm sure it's done. All right, it's not quite cooled, but I'm impatient. I'm gonna cut it in the middle because I'm curious to see if it's actually cooked. Ooh. I think it's good. It's got, yeah, it's cooked in the middle. It might have some softness where the filling is, but otherwise, I think she's good. Mama, that's good?
That's good.
Mama likes it. I'm gonna try it now. Okay, it's really good. It's really good. And it is fully baked. It just kind of like, it's still warm, so it just kind of like melts in your mouth. It's so good. Uh-oh, Mom, pantry's open.
Oh no.
Is it good, Mom?
It's good. It's very good.
Ripley wants to try some.
You like it? Huh? You like it?
All right, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Are you happy about what I made for you?
I love it.
You love it?
Yep.
Okay. See, it looks totally insane, but Mama likes it, and that's all that matters. Okay, guys, that's the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. And if you try to make this at home, just one can of filling ought to do it. All right, bye-bye.